Okay, so I'm at home today with a sick kid, so what you're gonna have to do is watch this. And I think once you get the gist of it, it's not so bad. I'm sorry, it's gonna be on my laptop, so every time I click, it's probably gonna be really loud. But as we go through this, the first thing is open Photopea. Again, new project. What we're going to do here, just remember to switch this. I cannot stress this enough, otherwise it won't work the way you want it to. And we're just going to do 16 by 16. Um, so what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be using the invert tool. Now we did this a little bit, or I showed a couple of you how to do this. So we've been doing the magic wand, we've been deleting, we've been filling with the paint bucket. Today we're going to just do the invert tool and just to find different patterns. So we're going to mix it up a little bit. We're going to be moving back and forth. So the first thing is we're going to need a picture. If you go and search coloring picture of Mickey Mouse umbrella, okay, it'll pop up. One thing, you have to go to tools here. And once you click tools, you're going to go to large. Now, if you're on small, it's just going to make your life miserable and it's not going to work. Pull this picture here and you can see if I highlight over this, see this number down here, 1000 by 1200, that's a pretty big picture. And this one is even a little larger. So either of these two will work. It doesn't really matter. So I'll grab this one. We'll right click. You're going to copy image. You're going to go over to Photopea then, and you're going to hit Command V. And of course that'll post or put it right in there and just make it so you can see it, the size of it. And once that's done, go up here, click on the check mark, and then we'll just put this in the middle. So if you remember, we have used the wand, and we're going to do that again today a little bit, but we're going to invert it. And this is something I used before in class and showed you, but now we're going to just have an assignment dedicated to it. So I'm just going to look up something cool like a red and black pattern. I just always go to images, and remember, if you don't see a lot of these, you got to click off that connector, that service. You got to click on all. It says like I can't remember what it says on your guys' Chromebooks, but you got to click all. So this one looks cool. I'm going to right click this one. I'm going to say or copy image, and I'm going to bring it over here. Click off of that, and then paste it in there. Now this will cover up probably a big chunk of it, which I figured, and you can see there's some type of trademark thing, but that's not a huge deal. So, all right, let's put that. There we go. Now, I'm just going to throw that layer underneath here just so I can see what I'm working with. And it can cover all of it because I'll show you how we're going to do that in a little bit. So the first thing we're going to do, let's look at Mickey's jacket. I'm going to click the check mark. Mickey's jacket is what we're going to work with first. What I'm going to do is hit W. And if you remember, that's the magic wand. Remember, Shift goes through the three tools there if I keep hitting W, but I want the magic wand. All right, so if I click that, whoops, I need to click my layer first. If I click on there, you can see how it has now highlighted it in an outline, okay? Now, if you remember before, we'd just delete this and you'll see it. But the problem with that is we still have to get rid of the rest. If I want to do another background, it doesn't work, okay? So what we're going to do is this is where the invert comes in. You're going to have to go to Command Shift I, or Control Shift I, I'm sorry, on yours. Control Shift I on yours. I'm going to go over to the layer that I want to delete. So what this has done is it's not selected this, it's selected everything on the outside of it. You can see here how it lines up all the way around. And I go to layer 2, and now I'm just going to hit delete. Okay, and this is what I'm left with. Now let me show you, just remember Command D or Control D deselects. Now let me turn this off. And there's what it does. Okay. So I'll do another one just as a practice. So let's look up a nice chevron pattern. See if I find one here. Let's go red chevron pattern. There you go. So I'll click this one. I'll right click it. Right, copy image. And I'm sorry that every time I click, it's pretty loud. I know. I go over here. It's selected. I don't want that, so I'm going to deselect. Command V. There it is. So you can kind of see. So now let's say I want to place it somewhere. I hit V. Let's say, now you got to see here, and we can change that. So don't worry about that after that. Let's say I want it on Mickey's boots, on one of his boots. Okay. So then I'm going to hit now W. Let's say this is the boot I want to do. Whoops, I got no layer. There we go. I'm going to hit W. I'm going to click there, and I'm going to hit delete. Now it shows up, but it also shows up here. I don't want that. So now what I'm going to do, just a reminder, is Control-Shift-I, and that inverts it. So it selects everything on the outside of this. So this was selected, invert selects everything on the outside. I flip over to the layer that I want to delete. I go there and I just hit delete. Now you can see there it is. Now it's starting to come together. What you are going to do is you're going to take the same picture and you have to do different patterns for everything you can magic wand. So for example, you cannot magic wand 17 different things and go, okay, I'm done. Nope. It's all about the process. No matter what, with Photoshop, it's all about the process of going back and forth and getting used to going over and hitting W and hit Control-Shift-I and delete and going to the different layers. So I'll give you another example of one. So let's find a different pattern. Let's look up some raiders here. This one right here. I'm going to copy. I'm going to go back here, click on it, and paste. Whoops, there it is. V, shortcut for that. I'm going to make this the other boot. Okay, there it is. And you can have it in front, but I always like to have this one up front because now when I hit W for Magic Wand, make sure I'm on that layer, Magic Wand that, I delete it, then I'm like, okay, at least I know I'm right. Now I'm going to hit Command-Shift-I, selects everything on the outside of it. And I go to the layer that I want to delete, and there it is, and I hit delete. Control-D to deselect, and you can see it's starting to come together. So what you have to do is for every part of this, none of it can be filled in. All of it has to be a pattern from the internet, different pictures from the internet, whatever you want. But you just got to go and search a website, and it doesn't really matter. Whoops, it doesn't really matter the quality. So let's say, for example, if I look up Piers, you get different things. But I always like, let's see what happens if I look up Piers pattern. That might be a little weird. Yeah. So just look up colors like checkered, and you can put the color in. It's just getting used to searching. So let's say I wanted this one. I'll right click, copy image, go back to Photopea, click on there, paste it. There it is in the background, nice big one. You don't have to resize it because all I'm going to do is hit W, pick on the layer that I want, W, and I'll say I just want this part. Then I magic wand. Now Command-Shift-I, flip back over to the layer, hit delete. It's there. I forgot to delete this though. Whoops. I forgot to, I'll show you. I forgot to hit delete on there. There. So there's your assignment. You have to go through and you got to fill in Mickey. You do not have to do raindrops because they're not connected. But you have to find a high quality image. Otherwise this won't work, because if you zoom in here, this one's okay. It's as good as we're going to get. So when you're done, you can just put it in the Dropbox, and that's it. All right. Have a good day. See you guys tomorrow.